Know that China could become home to one of the largest Christian populations in the world, yet most of this growth is happening underground? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating, complex, and controversial religious stories unfolding right now. What's really happening to Christianity in China? This story might surprise you. It's filled with contradiction, resilience, and a quiet but powerful movement that's reshaping religion behind closed doors. China is officially an atheist state. The Chinese Communist Party, or CCP, maintains tight control over all forms of religious expression, and Christianity, both Catholic and Protestant, is no exception. Churches must register with the government, religious leaders are vetted, and sermons are often monitored or censored. Yet, despite these controls, Christianity hasn't just survived, it's quietly thriving. Current estimates suggest there are over 100 million Christians in China today. That's more than the number of official Communist Party members. But what makes this story even more remarkable is that most of these Christians aren't worshiping in state-approved churches. They're meeting in unofficial, underground gatherings known as house churches. To understand how we got here, we have to go back in time. Christianity first arrived in China centuries ago, with Catholic missionaries arriving during the Ming Dynasty and Protestants following in the 19th century. Early growth was slow, often met with skepticism and sometimes hostility from traditional Chinese society and imperial authorities. But things took a dramatic turn during the 1960s Cultural Revolution. All religion was harshly repressed. Churches were shut down, Bibles were banned, and many pastors were imprisoned or sent to labor camps. It was one of the most brutal crackdowns on faith in modern history. After Mao's death, China entered a new era under Deng Xiaoping, who began opening the country economically. Along with these reforms, the government allowed some religious activity to return under strict conditions. State-sanctioned churches were re-established, but a new kind of worship began emerging outside government control: small, private gatherings in homes. These became the foundation of China's modern Christian underground. Today, house churches are the lifeblood of Christianity in China. These unregistered groups often operate in secrecy, without official recognition or protection. They don't follow government-mandated religious messaging, and they preach freely, sometimes even critically, of the state. What's truly remarkable is how these churches continue to grow despite constant risk. Members face surveillance, fines, and even imprisonment. Worship spaces are raided, Bibles are confiscated, and some churches have literally been bulldozed. In a country where facial recognition cameras and AI are used to monitor religious gatherings, showing up to a prayer meeting can be an act of quiet defiance. So why do millions of people keep showing up? For many Chinese Christians, faith offers something missing from modern life: purpose, identity, and hope. In a society that can feel hyper-competitive, isolating, and materialistic, the church provides belonging. In rural areas, house churches often become extended families, offering emotional and even financial support. But the CCP sees this growing religious movement as a potential threat. That's why, in recent years, the government has launched a nationwide campaign to sinicize religion, meaning to reshape it in line with Chinese socialist values. Churches are now required to display portraits of Xi Jinping, replace crosses with national flags, and promote what's called patriotic theology. Some sermons are rewritten to align with communist ideology. Bible apps have been pulled from app stores, and Christian content is increasingly censored online. In some cases, churches must install surveillance cameras inside their buildings. Some pastors have been forced to live stream services through platforms monitored by the government. And minors under 18 are legally prohibited from attending religious services. Still, Christianity is growing, and not just a little, it's spreading faster in China than in almost any other country in the world. Recent studies project that by 2030, China could have more Christians than any other nation, not because of government programs, but because of grassroots growth. The rise of digital faith communities, encrypted Bible study groups, online worship sessions, and underground Christian networks has made it easier than ever to share the faith in secret. Technology has become a spiritual lifeline, and many of China's new believers are young, urban, and digitally fluent. This isn't just a rural movement anymore, it's entering universities, office buildings, and even the homes of party officials. This quiet religious awakening carries profound implications. It challenges the idea that faith only thrives in freedom. It shows how religion can persist and even flourish under pressure. It also puts the Chinese government in a difficult position. How do you contain a spiritual movement that's invisible, decentralized, and deeply personal? It raises important global questions too. What happens when the world's largest population of Christians lives in a country that restricts religious freedom? How should international churches, governments, and human rights groups respond? Will they speak out or stay silent for the sake of diplomacy? The story of Christianity in China is far from over. It's growing, but in the shadows. It's powerful, but constantly under threat. And it's evolving, reshaping itself for a digital age, while still holding on to an ancient faith. What's happening in China isn't just a religious story. It's a story about belief, freedom, identity, and resistance. It's about the human drive to believe in something greater, even when everything around you says not to. So, what do you think? Were you surprised by how fast Christianity is growing in China? Do you think the movement will keep spreading, or will government crackdowns eventually shut it down? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this video insightful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We've got more deep dives coming your way on religion, culture, and global change. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.